Ladies and gentlemen, life after 60 brings with it a new season, one that demands reflection, reevaluation, and most importantly, reinvention. For many, it is a time when the structures that supported us throughout our younger years begin to shift. Children grow up and start their own families. Retirement may reduce our involvement in the professional world. Friends move or pass on. The familiar rhythms of life alter. And in the midst of all this change, we are presented with one of the most important realizations of all, that the most enduring support systems are not found outside of ourselves, but are cultivated within. Let us now explore the 6 essential keynotes, diving deep into how each one becomes not just a support, but a pillar upon which a peaceful, meaningful, and independent life can be built after 60. Number 1, true support after 60 comes from internal strength and personal foundation. As we age, the notion of support undergoes a transformation. When we were younger, support came in the form of parents, mentors, teachers, colleagues, or even partners. These were external figures whose guidance and presence provided us with a sense of security and direction. But past 60, the onus of support shifts inward. Internal strength is the ability to stand firm even when life around you feels uncertain. It's rooted in the cumulative experiences of decades, lessons learned through failure and success, heartbreak and healing, joy and sorrow. By this stage, you have already encountered enough of life to know that nothing is guaranteed and that resilience is not just a virtue, it is a necessity. This inner strength becomes a fortress during periods of loss, illness, or transition. It offers the emotional stamina needed to navigate solitude, change, and the unexpected. Unlike any external support system, your personal foundation never leaves you. It grows with you, is forged by you, and carries your wisdom. Cultivating this internal strength through mindfulness, reflection, journaling, and spiritual practices becomes paramount. Number 2, emotional independence becomes a vital form of survival and peace. Emotional independence means the ability to validate your own feelings, to soothe your own pain, and to celebrate your own joy without needing constant external reinforcement. This doesn't mean isolating oneself or becoming emotionally closed off. Instead, it means that your peace is no longer tethered to how others treat you or what others give you. After 60, relationships often shift. You may find that family members are busy with their own lives, that your children no longer depend on you the same way, or that you are navigating the world without a spouse or close companion. In these moments, emotionally independence becomes essential. Being emotionally self-sufficient allows you to deal with loneliness without despair. It enables you to handle disagreements without unraveling. It gives you the confidence to trust your decisions and the serenity to enjoy your own company. Techniques such as cognitive behavioral strategies, meditation, and cultivating a gratitude practice can nurture this independence. The ultimate goal is to reach a point where your emotional weather is not dictated by the forecast of others. You become the calm in your own storm. Number 3, physical health is your responsibility, not a gift others can maintain for you. One of the most empowering and difficult truths to embrace after 60 is that your physical well-being is almost entirely in your hands. You may have access to health care providers, caregivers, or well-meaning loved ones, but no one else can move your body, choose your meals, or create your lifestyle. It's important to acknowledge that aging inevitably brings physical changes. However, how you respond to those changes determines your quality of life. Regular movement, be it walking, swimming, yoga, or even light strength training, can make a monumental difference. Nutrition becomes not just a matter of weight management, but a foundation for energy, cognitive clarity, and disease prevention. Equally crucial is sleep, hydration, and preventive health care. You must become an active participant in your own well-being. Those who thrive past 60 are those who choose vitality over passivity, who respect their bodies not just as vessels, but as sacred homes. The reward: more energy, fewer illnesses, reduced dependency, and a heightened sense of self-worth. Number 4, lifelong learning and adaptability are essential to stay relevant and engaged. Just because you've stopped working doesn't mean your brain should stop growing. Mental stagnation is one of the biggest threats to well-being in old age. Curiosity, on the other hand, is a source of youthfulness. Lifelong learning doesn't require formal education. It can mean reading new books, learning a new skill, picking up a hobby, exploring digital technology, or traveling to a place you've never been. The goal is to keep challenging your brain to adapt, grow, and remain flexible. Adaptability, in particular, is a mark of true wisdom. The world is changing rapidly. Technology, culture, even societal norms are evolving at speeds never seen before. Instead of resisting change, leaning into it fosters connection, relevance, and a sense of empowerment. Staying mentally agile also combats cognitive decline and keeps the spark of purpose alive. The mind, like the body, thrives on challenge and nourishment. So read, ask questions, engage in discussion. There is always something new to learn. And it is this hunger to grow that will keep you alive in more ways than one. Number 5, a meaningful community matters more than traditional family roles. In many cultures, family is seen as the ultimate source of support in old age, but the reality for many is more complex. Children may live far away or be absorbed in their own responsibilities. Some seniors never had children or have strained relationships. Clinging to the traditional notion that family will always be there can lead to disappointment and isolation. That's why creating your own community is vital. A community is not defined by blood, but by presence, understanding, and shared values. It can be neighbors, friends, support groups, fellow volunteers, book club members, or people you meet online who share your passions. The key is meaningful connection. People who listen, who show up, who value your experience, and who enjoy your company, not out of obligation, but genuine respect and affection. These relationships can often be more fulfilling and dependable than traditional roles. Building such a network takes effort. It requires openness, vulnerability, and initiative. But the payoff is immense: companionship, laughter, shared wisdom, and a sense of belonging. Number 6, spiritual or philosophical grounding brings stability when everything else shifts. Life past 60 is often marked by profound changes. Retirement alters daily structure. Health issues challenge physical ability. Losses of partners, friends, siblings can create emotional voids. In the midst of these transitions, a spiritual or philosophical foundation provides the deepest form of support. This doesn't necessarily mean organized religion, though it can for some. It can also mean a personal belief system, a relationship with nature, a commitment to mindfulness, or a philosophical outlook that gives life meaning. The goal is to anchor your identity in something greater than circumstance. Having a spiritual compass offers resilience during grief, clarity during confusion, and peace in the face of mortality. It answers the question, what still matters when everything else fades? It also fosters humility and grace, two qualities that soften the harder edges of aging. You begin to see life not as something to control, but something to participate in with awe and gratitude. After 60, the world does not shrink unless you allow it to. On the contrary, this chapter holds a richness, a clarity, and a depth that youth cannot offer. But it demands a shift in thinking. It asks you to stop looking outward for stability and start building it inward. Family can be a source of joy, but it is not a guarantee. The 5 pillars of inner strength, emotional independence, physical vitality, mental curiosity, and spiritual grounding, are within your control. These are the supports that never fail. They are forged by effort, shaped by choice, and strengthened by time. So as you walk through the later seasons of life, remember this: you are not at the mercy of change. You are the architect of your peace. And with these 5 pillars beneath you, you will not only stand, you will thrive.